Rome has never been a quiet city. Even in the mid-1600s, long before cars, electric lights, or modern roads, the city moved with a rhythm that felt bigger than the people living in it. It was a place shaped by emperors, popes, artists, and ordinary families who built their lives among ruins that were already ancient. In this reconstruction, we're stepping into Rome around 1650, using original paintings and engravings made by the artists who saw the city as it truly was. For the next few minutes, let's explore this version of Rome. This view of the Colosseum shows Rome exactly as it looked in the mid-1600s, half-ruined, overgrown, and woven into everyday life. People move casually through the space, talking, resting, or tending to horses, as if the ancient arena is just another part of the neighborhood. Entire sections of the structure are missing, and broken columns lie scattered across the ground. On the left, a surviving fragment of another ancient building reminds you how dense the ruins once were. Nothing here feels like a museum. It feels lived in, familiar, and completely normal for the Rome of this era. St. Peter's Basilica in the 1600s feels overwhelming, even compared to today. In this painting, the facade is still new, sharp, and commanding, and the obelisk anchors the center of the square. The entire space is crowded with movement. Pilgrims, merchants, and soldiers gather in dense clusters, filling the piazza with noise and color. Carriages wait near the steps, and people push through the crowd in every direction. Nothing about this moment feels staged. It's Rome at full scale, alive and restless, with the basilica rising above everything like a constant reminder of power, faith, and ceremony. The Forum in the 1600s doesn't look like a museum. It feels more like a quiet countryside clearing sitting in the middle of Rome. In this painting, the three columns of the temple of Castor and Pollux rise above the grazing cattle and slow-moving figures. Small houses and worn medieval buildings sit casually against ancient stone. People walk through the space as if the ruins are simply part of their neighborhood. Nothing feels dramatic or staged. Life moves at its own pace here, blending the everyday with the remnants of an empire that once shaped the entire Western world. Carnival season in Rome turns the streets into a stage. This painting captures that feeling perfectly. The avenue is packed with people in bright clothes, musicians, and groups laughing their way through the crowd. Carriages squeeze through the chaos, while vendors shout over the noise. Families lean from balconies to watch the parade of masks and performers below. Nothing about this moment is quiet or controlled. It's Rome letting loose, stepping out of its daily rhythm, and filling every corner with energy. For a few days each year, the city becomes louder, freer, and completely alive. Piazza Navona, in the mid-1600s, feels like a long open river of people and sound. In this painting, the sun is low, turning the sky a warm gold that settles on the buildings and the fountain of the four rivers. The square is crowded but not chaotic. Vendors pack their stalls, children weave through groups of adults, and travelers move slowly across the oval shape once used as a Roman stadium. Everything feels layered with history. Even in the evening light, the space carries a sense of performance, as if the entire piazza is still a stage built for spectacle. Santa Maria in Via Lata sits quietly along one of Rome's older streets, its facade rising with clean Baroque lines and tall, elegant columns. In this engraving, the church feels almost solemn, framed by narrow buildings that press close around it. People move softly across the steps, their figures small against the architecture. In 1650, this was a lived-in corner of the city, where the sacred blended into the everyday. The church wasn't a grand destination, but a familiar landmark, a place locals passed on their way to markets, workshops, and homes tucked just beyond the crowded street. The Colosseum in this painting feels warm but alive, its arches softened by plants growing between the stones. By the mid-1600s, the arena had become part ruin, part neighborhood. People gather at its base, talking, trading, or simply passing through with horses and carriages. Monks walk beside soldiers. Local families move along the same paths, once used by emperors and crowds of thousands. In the distance, the Arch of Constantine stands quiet, half lost in the morning haze. The whole scene shows how ancient monuments were woven into the daily routines of ordinary Romans, still towering, but no longer untouchable. St. Peter's Square appears bright and open in this 17th century view, long before the space became the monumental plaza we know today. The freshly built basilica dominates everything, its massive dome rising over the city like a second sky. The obelisk stands at the center, anchoring the open space while small groups of people move quietly across the pale ground. Riders on horseback, priests, and travelers all share the square, giving it a steady, everyday rhythm. Without Bernini's colonnades completed yet, the area feels vast and exposed, a place where faith and daily life meet in the open air. The Tiber has risen past its banks, swallowing the edges of the city in this 17th century engraving. From Ponte Sant'Angelo, the view feels tense and heavy. Boats struggle against the current, while people gather on the bridge to watch the water climb higher. Castel Sant'Angelo sits solid on the right, unmoved by the chaos below. Far in the distance, the dome of St. Peter's rises over the flooded streets. Rome lived with these surges constantly. Floods disrupted trade, damaged homes, and slowed the city to a crawl. Yet life always continued along the river's edge. The Roman Forum in this hand-colored drawing feels half ancient and half lived in. The temple of Antoninus and Faustina stands on the left, its tall Corinthian columns still intact, even as the structure behind them crumbles. On the right, a small domed church rises from the ruins, showing how Rome repurposed its past to serve its present. People move casually through the space, riders, travelers, and a small carriage making its way along the dusty road. In the distance, medieval towers break the skyline. The scene captures a Rome where history isn't preserved behind barriers, but woven directly into everyday life. In this sweeping view by Gaspar van Wittel, Rome stretches out along the Tiber with calm, silvery light. Castel Sant'Angelo rises firmly on the right, its circular walls catching the glow of the afternoon sky. Across the water, Ponte Sant'Angelo spans the river with rhythmic arches. Small boats drift along the surface while people gather at the edges to watch the movement of the city. In the distance, the dome of St. Peter's stands above everything, soft but unmistakable. The scene feels balanced and open, showing a Rome shaped by water, stone, and a quiet, steady flow of life. This quieter view of Castel Sant'Angelo shows Rome from a more natural, spacious angle. Instead of crowded riverbanks, we see open land, soft trees, and calm water reflecting the sky. Small boats glide along the river, while people walk the dirt paths that cut through the fields. Castel Sant'Angelo rises gently behind the foliage, and beyond it, the dome of St. Peter's glows in the distance. The scene feels peaceful and unhurried, almost rural. It reminds us that in the 1600s, large parts of Rome still felt like open countryside sitting beside monumental architecture. This is Rome in the mid-1600s, a city balanced between the ancient world and the modern age that was slowly emerging, a place where ruins stood beside Renaissance palaces, where grand festivals shared space with quiet neighborhoods. where the Tiber shaped daily life with both beauty and unpredictability. Rome was crowded, loud, sacred, chaotic, and endlessly alive. And even though centuries have passed, the bones of this Rome are still here. You can walk the same streets, look at the same skyline, and feel the same mix of history and humanity that shaped the city hundreds of years ago. This reconstruction brings us as close as possible to seeing Rome the way people saw it in their own time. A place full of stories, still unfolding with every step